Welcome back to Tokenization 101. In our last episode, we answered the question, what is tokenization? Today we ask a new one, and it's the one that really changes everything. Why is tokenization so disruptive? That word, disruptive, gets used a lot, but in this case it's not just a buzzword. Tokenization has the power to redefine how value moves, who gets access, and how systems of trust are built. In this episode, we're going to explore what makes tokenization fundamentally different from traditional finance, how it disrupts existing models in ownership, fundraising, compliance, and verification, and why this matters, not just for investors and institutions, but for farmers, musicians, small businesses, and entire communities. Let's begin where the friction starts: access. In traditional systems, access to capital, ownership, or participation is limited by geography, paperwork, trust networks, minimum investment thresholds, middlemen, and sometimes by legacy bias or exclusivity. If you want to buy into a commercial building project, raise funds for a farm, or sell equity in your company, you typically have to go through lawyers, banks, brokers, underwriters, and compliance reviews across jurisdictions and over weeks, if not months. This creates massive inefficiencies, restricts opportunity, and keeps wealth creation concentrated in the hands of a few who can navigate or afford these systems. Tokenization removes many of those barriers. One of the most disruptive aspects of tokenization is frictionless ownership. A token can represent any divisible unit of value, from 1 square meter of land to 1 gram of gold. And it can be created programmatically, transferred instantly, held globally, tracked immutably. There's no need for notarized paperwork. No fax documents, no legal courier packages. Instead, a transaction is recorded on-chain, cryptographically signed, time-stamped, and verifiable by anyone, all within seconds. That's ownership in the age of programmable assets. Let's talk about capital. In traditional finance, raising money is hard, especially if you're outside of major financial centers or legacy networks. You either go to a bank for a loan, or if you're a startup, you pitch to venture capitalists. If you're lucky, you make it through the gate. With tokenization, creators, entrepreneurs, or even communities can raise funds by issuing tokens that represent shares of future revenue, usage rights, or fractional equity, all through digital smart contracts. Suddenly, a small renewable energy project in Ghana can attract support from individuals in Canada, Malaysia, and South Africa. A group of farmers can tokenize their harvest and pre-sell it globally before a single seed is planted. A music artist can offer fractional rights to future streaming revenue, directly to fans. This flattens the fundraising landscape, enabling participation that was previously impossible, and giving access to both sides of the capital equation. Next, and this is big, tokenization shifts the foundation of our systems from trust to verification. Traditional finance depends on trust. Trust in institutions, trust in documentation, trust in auditors, managers, middlemen. But with tokenization, especially on blockchain infrastructure, transactions are transparent by design. Ownership, transfers, audit trails, compliance rules, they're all built into the system itself. This removes the need to trust and verify, because verification is automated, constant, and built in. This is massively disruptive for auditing, automated real-time supply chain, track materials, payments, and CO2 impact, fund allocation, proof of use, milestone-linked disbursements, anti-fraud, trace every token, every time. When transparency is standard, accountability becomes native. Let's talk about liquidity, the ability to convert something into cash or another asset quickly without losing value. Real estate is famously illiquid. You can't sell 3% of an apartment building on a Sunday night. But if that same building has been tokenized, and each token represents a fractional share, then secondary market liquidity becomes possible. Investors can buy or sell fractional ownership even in real time. This creates entirely new markets: secondary exchanges for farmland, tradable tokens for carbon credits, liquid rights to intellectual property or music royalties. And for asset holders, it means unlocking value without full liquidation. Let's compare two fundraising scenarios. Scenario A, A community co-op wants to raise $500,000 for a clean water project. They file paperwork, pitch donors, wait for manual wire transfers, handle compliance country by country, pay 5 to 10% in administrative fees. Scenario B, the same co-op tokenizes their future water distribution rights. Investors purchase access tokens via a secure platform, payments are instant, funds are traceable and auditable, smart contracts control the use of funds. Same goal. Entirely different execution. One is exclusive, slow and complex. The other is inclusive, fast and verifiable. This is the essence of disruption. Not just doing the same thing faster, doing it in a fundamentally better way. This isn't just about financial institutions or crypto-native startups. Tokenization can benefit small businesses raising capital, farmers accessing global markets, diaspora communities investing back home, artists funding their creative work, governments distributing aid transparently, enterprises tracking environmental data and ESG metrics. It creates a new layer of infrastructure that allows assets to move and be verified across systems, instantly, globally, and securely. Tokenization disrupts not by tearing everything down, but by building smarter, more efficient, more inclusive alternatives. It's not the future of finance. It's the foundation of a new kind of ownership. One where value flows more freely, rights are easier to access, and trust is verified through code, not just contracts. In the next episode, we'll explore what kinds of assets can be tokenized, and you might be surprised just how wide the scope really is. I'm Kora, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.